Hi everyone, this is a video to go over your cartography project. Now the cartography project is going to be a test grade, and this is something I like to do before I finish the Unit 1 map skills, and it's something that I give you about a week to work on. I'll have you probably work on it a little bit with me, and then I'll probably send you on your way. But here's a video just so you can refer back to. So again, this is a test grade. I recommend that you do at least one practice version of this map, a scrapped version where you can plan out to make sure that you have everything planned on a piece of paper. Now, I'm going to go over the directions with you and give you some tips and tricks to help you navigate this project so it is fun and a lot less stressful, because we've done this. This is my 5th year doing this project, and I've done other simpler versions for when I taught younger grades. So I know you've probably done something similar like to this, but as you can see, there's a little bit more requirements for middle school. And again, this is just a review. It's something fun, and it's just going to make it learning history easier if you have your map skills reviewed. So the first thing is, this map's not going to be huge. It's only going to be on an 8x10 size of paper. I don't care if you draw it horizontally or vertically. It is completely up to you. Whatever fits your map idea best, that's fine, but it's only going to be on an 8x10 paper. Now, this is kind of a traditional assignment, so this will be going up for DLA, and I'm going to have the DLA students take a picture of their map and upload it for me so I can grade it. So again, this is a test grade. So everyone's doing this on paper. There is no Google form or anything like that. I'm probably going to have my DLA students just email me a picture of their map. I think that'd be easiest. So anyway, so it's going to be an 8x10 size paper, and that's just a regular paper, regular printer paper. You're going to make a map, and you're going to have 4 of the 5 map elements. So you're going to have a title, scale, compass rose, and a map key. And the inset map is optional, okay? You are going to label 5 places of importance or significance to your topic. So for instance, if you're going to be doing a map on Douglas, you need to make sure you have at least 5 locations or 5 things on the map that make it specifically Douglas, okay? Because we want to make sure this map has some information and some detail to it. So you should have maybe 5 or more areas of significance. So you would have you'd have the Douglas Elementary School, the middle school, the high school, you'll have Soldiers Field, you could have the Douglas State Forest, you could have the Jenks store. All these things you would label in your map to make sure it's significant to the map, to make sure it has detail. Now, to go over some terminology that you've learned in earlier years, you need to make sure you have 2 bodies of water and 3 landforms. So kids in the past have had some difficulty. So say if you were going to be doing Douglas, you could have the body of water be Wallam Lake. Okay, or you could do like a stream behind your house. Okay, I've had students have puddles be bodies of water because they're doing their neighborhood, and that's fine. That's fine, but as long as you can illustrate to me that you know what bodies of water are. Now, bodies of water are oceans, streams, lakes. Anything with water in it that has a significant amount of water is considered a body of water. So a lake, a pond, a stream, a river, those are all considered bodies of water. Now, a landform, just to review, a landform is anything formed by nature that is made out of land or sometimes ice. So a glacier is technically considered a landform. Also, a forest is considered a landform because it is coming from the earth. So it could be a mountain, a hill, a canyon, anything that's made by rock, dirt, anything in nature is considered a landform. Okay, so that's very important. So you need to make sure you have 3 landforms. So if you were doing Douglas, you could have the Douglas State Forest. You could have, the hill on Route 16 and name it a hill there. I'm sure it's got a name somewhere. You could have a field near your house. A field is also considered a landform, or a prairie. Grasslands are all considered landforms. Anything made by nature is considered a landform, okay? So you need to have at least 2 bodies of water and 3 landforms, and I give you creative license with that. So if the place that you're doing doesn't necessarily have a waterway or a landform, that you can make it up. Okay, I can just give you some creativity. You need to make sure you're creative. Make sure you're creative, make sure your title and everything is neat, and just do the best you can and put some effort into this, because again, this is a test grade. You need to make sure you label all of the items on your map and color all of your features neatly. I've had students in the past that don't want to color, but this is a test, so you need to color this in and spend time on it. Make sure this is done with lots of quality and time, because I'm going to take a lot of time to grade it. So you need to make sure you're putting some effort. Now, this is another one. Number 7, label at least 2 significant landmarks. Now, landmarks are different from landforms. Landforms are made from nature. They're naturally occurring. They were there before. They were there, not made by humans, but a landmark is made by a human. So a landmark in Douglas might be, the statues that are our memorials around town. We have plenty of statues. The schools could be considered a landmark. The restaurants, okay, the picket fence, all of these places, those are landmarks because they're made by humans, and a lot of times we use those things to give directions to people. So those are landmarks. So you need to make sure you have at least 2. Can you do more? Definitely. Just make sure your map is neat and well organized and accurate to the best of your knowledge. Just make sure, I would definitely make sure you plan it out before you start going on to the final copy. Make sure you're going to be sharing this, so make sure you have things to share about it. Maybe pick 5 things you want to make sure you point out to the rest of the people in your class, and it'll something fun to share with each other. Here's the rubric here, and again, this is going to be a test grade this year. So again, here are all of the requirements. So before you pass this in, make sure you go through this and make sure you have everything that you need, and feel free to always ask me a question. So you need to make sure you have 4 elements of a map, and you kind of double dips and make sure you have a scale for your map. So if you do 1 and 4 kind of go hand in hand. When I was calculating this out, I just figured make sure you have a scale. So you keep the scales simple, maybe 1 inch equals a mile, or 1 inch equals 2 miles. It doesn't have to be like the maps that we have, like a map behind me that has a real scale. It doesn't have to be complicated. Maybe 1 inch equals a mile, or 1 inch equals something. So it's simple to do. You're going to be learning ratios and proportions with Mrs. Finley later on. And that's about it. So I'm going to show you some maps that kids did in the past. So this is a map someone did in the past. Again, they did it vertically. They have the map scale here. They have the compass rose here. It's kind of cut off from a piece of paper. They have the title. They did not do an inset map, but let's see. So they have the title, map key, or legend, compass rose. So it's 1, 2, 3. All right, so what are they missing here? It's a good question. All right, their scale, it's right here. Here's their scale right here. 4 inches equals 1 mile, okay? So if you look here, they have a lake, they have mountains, they have a bridge here, they have a card thing here. So, I mean, they did the best they could possibly, but you see they had fun with it. I think it was a candy land. Here's another one, culture land. Beautiful map key, beautiful compass rose. They have 2 major bodies of water here. Everything's pretty much labeled. Really, really nice job on this one. Again, this is Webster. Okay, they have 2, Webster Pond, Webster Lake. So I don't even know if this is significant, but they just put this in there so they would have the 2 bodies of water. They have a mountain. They have mountains here. So just make sure you're following all the directions. And I give you creative license. If the place you're doing is an actual real place, you can add to it so you make sure you're following directions. So again, these were more realistic maps here. Someone decided to do a grid. That's optional. You don't have to do that. Here's another one here. They did Pigland. So they did a theme, and they had little pigs and things like that. So if it's something, so if you want to do Soccerland, if you want to do, just make sure it's school appropriate. Okay, and here's another version here. All right. So these are all on my website under Unit 1. Oh, we're going to do that. That's another project we're going to do. So these are all examples for you. And just make sure that if you have any questions to reach out. I will have the deadlines and everything like that on Google Classroom. And this is something my students have always usually had a lot of fun time with. And you'll be fine. I know you're going to do a great job. All right. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be glad to answer them for you.